Well, Omnia is our next request, and Ishmael is asking about it. And oops, I just want to move that. Sorry, guys. If you look at Omnia here, it's quite simple. Also, another share that had a massive rally. I mean, look at this 40-week moving average. Tonight is a special show. It just shows you the 40-week moving average, the importance of it. I mean, it gave us a buy above 26.33, and now it's 58.89. And this is quite an important thing. If you are a long-term investor, and for me, I need to watch the charts because I'm always nervous that something will happen, but you do get proper long-term investors, and they sometimes just use the 40-week moving average. So what they say to themselves, when the 40-week moving average turns into a resistance, it's time to sell, and when it gets back into a support, it's time to buy. I mean, look at this beautiful buy on this 26.19, 58.89, and it did not change this 40-week moving average into a resistance. That is still positive. And Ishmael, for me, I will say you can hold on to the share, but of course, what I don't like about it, I will show you now, is I'm seeing a high, a lower high, and we're on the brink of making a lower low exactly at the point of the 40-week moving average. So where's my danger point? My danger point will be a Friday close, and I hope that you are a long-term investor, a Friday close below 57.55. When that breaks, what can happen? It can maybe go to the support of 49.17 and even as low as 42.24. And remember that chart right in the beginning of the show, PayPal. I was nervous about it long time ago. It started to sell off, and now even with Omnia, beautiful company, nothing can go wrong. Everybody is happy. We've got wonderful rains. I mean, a lot of farmers will have some super crops, but some will also have a little bit of a problem with the amount of water that they received. But Omnia's money is in the bank. They've sold the fertilizer, and they know that the farmers already paid for it properly. And what's nice about it, their money is in the bank. But for you as a shareholder, just watch this level. Maybe things can change a little bit. Let's have a look at EOH. Well, EOH is one of those shares that gave us a nice rally, but look what happens on the weekly chart. The rally was beautiful above the 40-week moving average, but look what's happening now. This 40-week moving average is starting to lose momentum and starting to move around, and the curve is to the downside. So for me, I'm a little bit worried about this. I don't like it. And for me, my next warning will be below this level. And I know that they're planning also a rights issue. Now, usually investors don't like a rights issue. And I've learned a valuable lesson from Christelle over the years. She sometimes say that you don't take up the rights issue until the rights issue date has passed and the share is starting to perform. Because sometimes you actually get the share cheaper after the rights issue than taking up the rights issue. So, let's look at it. For me, my big worry will be if the share is below 4.53, I'll get nervous. It can maybe go back to this support of R2.80. And what I don't like about it is, of course, this 40-week moving average that looks a little bit lazy. And then, of course, there's a high, there's another lower high, and we may be on the brink of having a new lower low. So for me, I will only get positive if this 40-week moving average, that's R6.53, change into a support. Otherwise, I will be a little bit nervous on the stock. Let's have a look at, Mpact. Well, of course, all of you know that Mpact is a packaging company. I mean, what a beautiful rally again. There's the 40-week moving average. It triggered a buy at R9.82. Can you believe that? And I mean, that was in October 2020. And here we are, let's call it 18 months after that, you see a share trading at 32.98. So it just shows you there were some excellent opportunities. But what I don't like, and I must show you, is of course this little line here. And again, strange enough, close to this 40-week moving average. And I'll tell you why. Look at this inverse hammer. And some people disregard an inverse hammer because they always believe after that the share can go higher. But what I've learned over the years, I'm looking at some of the candles before what's happening now, and that sometimes gives me a wonderful clue. What happened here? There was the hammer. It was way above this level. I mean, at that point, we did not even know the lows of this level. Instead of it going up, it hits out some highs. The share came back. It rallied from there. Now it's losing momentum. So for me, it's not time to buy. If I've got the share, I will actually wait for it to see if it can hold above this 40-week moving average. And I think within a week or two, this 40-week moving average and this support line should be at the same place. So where's that level? Level to watch. And this is for Ashraf, Mpact. I mean, below 30 Rand on the dot, I think you need to worry a little bit. I mean, that's still 8% from here. But remember, the share had a beautiful rally. So for me, unfortunately, Ashraf, this is not a buy. It's maybe a place to look at in locking in some profits and not to buy the share. But of course, I mean, this whole market is full of momentum traders. You didn't say, you just said, look at Mpact for me. I mean, the momentum, the high of this candle is 37.50, above 37. The market will just take it higher as what we know. And what will I use as a stop loss? If I do buy, then I will use 30 Rand as my stop loss. And of course, above that 37 Rand level, I think 40 Rand will be a realistic target. But for me, I'm still looking at this candle. I look at the support line. I look at this 40-week moving average, and then I'm a little bit nervous. Well, let's have a look at Barworld. And this lady's name is Sonskyn. Now, Sonskyn, I don't know if your husband bought you a nice little bucky or something, but she's worried about Barworld. She said to me, yes, Frans, we bought the stock a while back, and we're a little bit nervous now, and I'll tell you why she's nervous. I can see it on the chart. Look at these tops there. There's a tweezer top. There's a high. There's another high. There's another high. This is a classic tweezer top. That is a double top. That makes you nervous, and this double top, unfortunately, will only come and show its first ugly face below this little line. Let's just show you there, Sonskyn. This level, there you are, is below 128 Rand and 3 cents. Below 128.03, I think we can easily go to this 40-week moving average. That will be 120.43, and even it can go down as 111 Rand and 70 cents. But where did the trouble start? Now, this is the important thing. Can you see there was a tiny little gap? Maybe I can just show you there. There you are. There was a tiny little gap here on the way up, and that was between 138.30 and 138.68 and 138.30. There was that little gap there. And what happened? That's usually a breakaway gap. We saw this double top here, and for me, this ugly candle, this bearish engulfing candle, and I sometimes like to call it a teardrop candle if there's a nice long upper shadow here, but it wasn't. It was just a bearish engulfing candle. That told you that some of the buyers of the stock that enjoyed this beautiful rally decided in this week to lock in some profits and to say, we had enough, we're happy with our profit, and we're going to walk away. So Sonskyn, for you then, quite simple. If it goes below 128.03, I think that will be a warning sign. Maybe time to lock in. And for me, I will only get positive about this share again. It's the high of this candle, and that will be 154.99. Takes out and it goes higher and it takes out that resistance, then we can see a brand new high to the top. The other day, somebody phoned me and said he's so happy with his portfolio. Everything is just going up. And I said to him, remember, you had the 2 years easiest trading in history. Unless you were short and burnt like you can't believe, like I'm short and I burn and I work on my average to get back in a profit. The guys that bought these shares, they just knew one thing. It takes off and it flies and it just goes away and nothing can stop these shares. Let's have a look at Adcorp, and that is Ricky is asking about Adcorp. Now, Ricky, the only thing that worries me about Adcorp is the following. I mean, the share had a beautiful rally. What did we see? There was a tweezer top developing here. This tweezer top, in essence, is a warning signal, by the way. high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and now it's starting to consolidate below this 40-week moving average. Now a consolidation below a 40-week moving average always makes fundamental analysts nervous, because it just shows you that the share, there's something wrong with it, and momentum is drying up. And for me personally, I will get nervous below this line. I mean, we've still got an opportunity that it can maybe bounce off of this 40-week moving average when it goes higher, and that will give me a buy above 6 Rand on the dot. If it buys above 6 Rand, that will give us a technical buy. My stop loss will be 4 Rand 49, and my targets of the share will be 645, even 722 and 739. But for me, if it's below this 40-week moving average and you've got the share, where will I get nervous? And I mean, look at these long lower shadows. This tells you that somebody is supporting this support line, and this support line is exactly at the level of 4 Rand 53 cents. Make it 4 Rand 50, because there's 4 lower shadows pointing out here. So for me, below 450, I will get nervous about the stock. I will really not buy it. I'll wait for it to play out, because look at these strong candles. I actually wait. If it starts to sell you, it will give you some strong sell-off candles to the downside. So for me, unfortunately, and who asked about it? Oh, it was Rashid. Unfortunately, below that level, I will not buy the share. I will rather sit on my hands and wait for something else. And maybe the American shares, some of them have been knocked down a lot. So maybe there's an opportunity here and there. But I mean, for the while and at the moment, Adcorp makes me a little bit nervous. Well, thank you for watching this show. We will have another time and some other requests. And please let they come in. It's my service to serve you and help you. Well, visit our website, www.fransdeklerk.com, and we will chat again.